You know what's funny? Like when an athlete makes a terrible decision with their money, somebody will say, he's rich. He should know better. He made millions. He should know how this works. And I understand why they say that, but that's almost assuming that you make $2 million, then that means you're gonna be able to make decisions from a $2 million level. I think it's not fair to the athlete or the person who's coming into new money, but it's also you have to understand that, especially in this era now with the college athletes getting paid, these are 18-year-olds who are really good at football or basketball, whatever their sport is. They develop their body, they're training, they're getting coaching, they're going to practice, they're watching film. That's their life. That's what they've known. They know I gotta get a nutritionist. They know I have to get a trainer. They know I gotta listen to my coach. I gotta watch film. These are things that come second nature. They get offered a contract and you throw in millions or six figures, and automatically you think they should know how to handle that. Think about yourself. You 18, somebody just offered you six-figure contract. Your first thought isn't let me go get me a trainer, like to help me with my money. Let me go find me a coach, right? Because that was never something that you had to go and find when you was an athlete. You joined the team. There were coaches there, nutritionists there, there was athletic trainer there. You didn't have to go and find them. It wasn't until you kind of got into the space, like hearing from other teammates and people in the industry, or somebody came to you and said, "Hey, I want to work with you on your skills." So it's not that they made terrible decisions financially because they wanted to. You give anybody money who have never seen that kind of money, been exposed to anybody with money, they're going to do things that people who never had it do. Which brings me to a funny thing is like in sports, like when you score a touchdown, coach would say, act like you've been there before. And I used to always say, like, well, I actually haven't been here before, bro. I play defense. So if I get in the end zone, oh, I'm about to cut up because no, I ain't never been here before. And you think about that from the money side, you tell an athlete, act like you've been successful before, or act like you know how to handle money. That's not something that just comes natural. So when people say things like, "Oh, they rich, they should know better. Oh, they got all the access and all the resources. They should know better." I don't think that's fair to the person who's with the money, because just because you have the money, don't mean you have the decision making ability at that income level. And if we want to change the game, we have to understand that the same way we put the experts around them in the sport, you have to do the exact same thing. But it's so dangerous because people come in with different motives and ideas on how they're going to work with their money. So they are apprehensive. They are like, nah, man, I don't think I should, sign to this person. Or I've heard bad stories about just this financial advisor robbed this athlete, or athletes end up broke. So they kind of have an apprehension to letting people work with them. And it sucks because in sports, when you're playing, your coach is your coach. You're listening to him. You watching his playbook. You're watching the film. You're gonna know the playbook. You're gonna know the plays. You're gonna practice. You learn how he coaches. The professionals who can assist an athlete with money, with their business endeavors, don't have film. They don't have a playbook that they're able to show. And I think that's where we have to start being more public with the invisible work, the things that we do that actually makes things go forward, right? Because in order for an athlete to trust you, they have to be around you. They have to see your playbook. They got to see your history. They got to see how you teach and coach and what you produced. But when a lot of your work is always built around secrecy, you won't have the opportunity to present that, right? I mean, it's not anything secret when it comes to dealing with money. So your secret sauce can be your secret sauce, but how you explain finances and all those things can eliminate the athlete making bad decisions. Because just because they come into money don't mean they know what to do with it. But I would rather not do anything with you before I lose what I got. So for me, when you're thinking about an athlete who makes a bad decision financially, you won't have to understand why they made the decision, but also know that they're dealing with so many things that they have to kind of get through. They've been with a coach. They've been exposed to coaches and coaching since they were like 5. They didn't start getting paid till they were 18, 19, 20 years old. So that's a 16-year gap of I've never experienced anybody who knows how to manage money or come into money or do all these things. You're asking me to go from 16 years of never doing this, getting the biggest check of my life, and then saying, "Hey, Mister, I don't know. Here's all my money. Here you go. I don't know you. I don't know what you do. I've never been exposed to this side of the world. Here's all of it." Because believe it or not, sometimes that can be a bad financial decision. Them choosing the wrong financial advisor, wrong agent, wrong manager, wrong business partner. So it's not just what they buy and spend that makes them immature or irresponsible with their money. Sometimes it's who they choose to handle their money. So they rich, they got money. Rich don't mean you're gonna make good judgments though.